I need to change my music on Spotify.
Yeah, and everybody, I'm sure, is fascinated by that. As I had everything unmuted, but I didn't have the transition up yet. So,
Whoops.
doesn't matter. Welcome everybody to episode 31 of Monster Hunter Pay Squabbles. Team Maizutsune and the trouble Erus is in. It's like a Harry Potter episode. So, last time, which I realized I haven't posted. Someone post in general chat on the Monster Hunter Discord, please. That we're live. Last time on this game, the group successfully turned in all the blood that they've been gathering for most of these sessions. They after a slight little detours here and there, you know, definitely not caused by me. And upon turning it in, Riwick's told him it might be a couple days, and go do something during that time frame. Well, they wanted to go get an airship in Dundorma and then travel to a jungle farther away, and then finally come back, which was at least, I think, a 7 to 10 day journey. And the guild manager was like, no, to Allset. Which Allset was like, well, I don't like what you're saying, but I'm gonna listen probably. And then Erus was like, how dare you talk mean to my friends and not let us do things to save the world? And then choked her. Was then going to be arrested after being a held person, which Allset chose to set him free for some reason. And then it turned into an escape plan where they're all running for their lives while Azrar is cooking ramen noodles in his home, because he's like,
he was trying to save the cat that might die if they go to
fucking
investigate. Milo might die because he lives
it's
in
Milton?
Erus's house.
Milton, right? Sorry, my bad. Milton, we have your
Miloton.
Yeah, Milton might die because he's in the house high, attacking anything that comes in.
Yeah.
Per Erus's instructions.
Milton's,
and they might very much investigate the house because it's Erus's house, and now that poor cat's gonna die.
So, well, we don't know that yet. We'll find out. So, right now we're literally mid-escape, is where we stopped last session. One of the guild knight, I think it's the commander, is currently banished thanks to Iihane and being able to poor saving throw. Still with the captain chasing the group down, which just dispelled flight from Allset.
Yeah. Because I ordered it to flee. And it probably came back afterwards, but I did order it to flee.
I think we're on the point where it would be fleeing.
Yeah, you just did that on your last turn. So.
Yep, I just wanted to remind.
It's a good reminder because I did not remember that. Let's see. So that's kind of where we're at. Is the group is currently trying to escape while not killing anybody. At least 3 of the 4 group members are trying to escape without killing anybody.
Yeah.
And
we don't know how Azrar feels about killing people,
right.
But we are trying not to.
He's obviously
Ready
being
on
stealthy.
probation.
And so now we enter into the game with a change of music, and we're going to use this one. This feels appropriate. Good old Gameth theme song. We're in the snowy mountains. Why not? All right, so it is currently the guild knight's captain's turn, who is not banished. I did not update tokens, so you guys get. And he is going to flee on his turn, so he's going to run 40 feet in the opposite direction of Iihane, which would be this direction. At 40, he goes charging backwards and then turns. Flee is one of the specific commands, right, from the command spell?
Yeah.
Does it say I use my dash action, or do I just use my movement?
Let me throw it back into chat about using a spell slot so you can see it. Flee.
My turn moving from you.
Spends its turn.
Spends its turn moving away.
So you can say that means flee because it says it spends its turn.
Fastest means available. I feel like I'm gonna Google it.
Because I had this issue with command. Somebody was asking if they commanded somebody if they could take an action beforehand and then run, or if it's the first thing because it doesn't say. And
well, I think with command is that it's supposed to take up your entire turn.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like that. So I was just doing a quick little Google, and it's
whether you use the action to dash or not. I feel like that's kind of up to your discretion as a DM. but I feel like you're only allowed to use what it says to do. So like halt, you don't do anything, and that's your turn. Like approach would be moving towards them.
See, the issue is halt specifically says it takes no action. Why bleed does not?
But it's fine. I took a look at it. I mean, technically, the fastest means necessary would be the dash action in this case. If I was like next to Erus, I would have had to disengage as the fastest action potentially.
Yeah.
So I am going to flee, and as he runs into the guild hall and say like, "What are you doing here? Go get them!" And that is going to be its turn. So it is now. Commander is currently incapacitated in being banished.
Yep.
And it is Iihane's turn.
Oh,
also, yeah, they mentioned it in chat. I updated your guys' screen. You are actually level 16s now. You're welcome.
Oh, hey, nice.
Yep.
My new HP is 244, by the way.
Ooh, I think I put it in there. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Then all I'm gonna do is move up, make sure that all set is okay from falling.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't have anything else to do, so I'm just gonna healing ward him.
Shit.
I'm laying, prone on the ground, just not moving.
Yeah, and I just kind of help you up, like, all set. Erus is gonna come. We're gonna have to at least remove him from the situation. Come on. As I help you up and healing ward you.
Death pose.
Iihane,
We at least, whether we run and leave the city or stay here, we at least need to be ready.
Before we even got this far, I had seen something that greatly disheartened me. I do not believe I can continue with this course of action.
That's fair. If that's how you feel, I'm not saying we should run. I just didn't want Erus to create bigger issues. That's why I removed the situation from around you. They're perfectly fine, by the way. I did no harm to either of them.
And I understand that, but and I'll wait.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's my turn. I'm not running out of town. I'm staying with him and I healed him. That's all.
Azrar, it is your turn. At least 6 seconds have passed since you dropped the ramen noodles inside your pan. Your pot.
All right. I'm going to open the flavor packet.
Okay.
Put it in.
Okay, can you give me a dexterity saving throw?
A dexterity saving
Yes.
throw? Of course I can.
All right, with the 15, all of the packet, and like you get the nice little like tap, like just a gentle enough one, like just the finesse of it, you get all of it just to fall in and nothing remains in the packet.
Oh, perfect.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And with my bonus action, I'd like to stir.
Okay, you begin stirring. All right. Erus, it is your turn.
20, 40, 45, 50.
I took artisan lessons from Erus for this.
So, Erus, you see both Iihane and All Set talking right now.
Okay. Can I hear them?
I don't feel like it's a very loud conversation. There's definitely a lot of concern for me. There's not a lot of like combat sounds, but there's like your focus. I feel like is not necessarily on exactly what their words are, as much as they're like just standing there.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'll kind of just stop here for the second.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have heard like any part of their conversation?
Maybe the last little bit of like what All Set was saying. I believe.
Okay. I fucked up, didn't I?
Just slow nod.
Yeah, it could, and it's only gonna get worse if we run. As
Okay.
long as nobody
Okay.
is hurt and you give your weapon to us and not them, it might help.
Okay. Oh fuck. Okay. Erus just like squats for a second and looks like he's going to puke.
And that's where we're gonna end your turn. That's like that 6-second-ish time frame.
Yeah.
And when he realizes and squats, I'm just gonna drop banishment. I'm not gonna hold him there.
I would squat and then like in the midst of being like just don't do anything yet. Give me just a second to think. And that's my turn.
Okay, so as your turn comes to a close. Alright. Guild Commander now has a Nico look to him. Perfect. Okay, all set. It would be your turn.
Okay. I take the heavy bow gun and I chuck it over to the stairs.
Okay.
And I sit there.
Okay. So as yours comes in, it is now the captain turns. Like, fuck. He starts running back the 80 feet he went before. He's like, "They're this way." He's pointing to the commander, who's like, "Okay, what's going on?"
I'm so sorry I made him run all that way.
Let's run back. He goes, "I see him!" As he can kind of just ride around the corner, maybe-ish. And then...
He should be able to at least see Stormberger.
This is really his line of sight, so he does... I really don't feel like he can. Because we're like rock wall there.
Yeah.
He's like, "They were this way, and they went to the left." Because he saw at least where you guys were running towards, at least where all set was, because he knocked him out of the sky. So the commander then goes charging. Same 80 feet.
Well, would Iihane be able to drop concentration on not her turn?
Yeah, you can drop concentration at any point in time. No matter what. You can always drop concentration.
Huh.
So he comes around the corners. "Stay where you are!" He kind of looks at the situation with Iihane with the hammer, all set's gun on the side.
Oh, I didn't give up my hammer.
Oh, you didn't?
Yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not.
Okay.
He
Well,
didn't say he gave
sees
up.
all sets on the side. He kind of, "Stay where you are!" And he kind of sees all set. "Put your weapons down!" He looks at everybody else. And that's where his like. And then it goes to Iihane's turn.
Yeah. Iihane is just gonna slip her major staff into a bag of holding. It's out of her hands and not. Yeah, exactly. Just out of her hands and put away.
It's thin enough to easily.
And, yeah, and she's not doing anything hostile. She's just looking at Erus, and that's it.
Azrar, 12 seconds have gone by. You are successfully stirring your packet into the water / noodles. The noodles are starting to soften up a tiny itty bitty bit.
Wow. I was about to say that's fast as noodles. Normally it would take me like 500 rounds to cook noodles.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's gonna be a little bit. I'm giving them like 4 minutes.
Now I'm gonna open up the vegetable packet and put it in.
Oh, you got the bougie kind.
Yeah, you got the fancy
I
ramen.
Mr. Fancy.
I just get the chicken one that's pure noodles and flavor.
Deliciousness, yes.
Why do you think I have so much money? Because I go for the bougie ticket. And then I use my bonus action to stir that.
Okay, you can just stir that. I'm not gonna have you make a check because it's automatically a failure if you make it all in there in the first place with all the vegetables. So we assume you failed.
As Legendary said, only me.
All right. As Azrar's turn goes by, Erus, he's looking at you, weapon at hand, looking at the other two, and he's focused on you.
I'm going to stand up.
He's ready.
I'm gonna turn around. I'm going to walk forward.
Yeah.
To him. Like not running, like just walking, and I'm going to take the hammer and just place it on the ground in front of him, and I'm going to crouch down onto, or just like sit on my knees, and like just kind of put my hands up behind my head. And I'm not going to look him in the eyes.
So as this combat escape rounds come to a close, it loops back to the captain who comes running forward. Doesn't even go to the other two of you, just comes to assist his commander to restrain Erus as they grab out some cuffs.
Yep.
Attach
And
one
as
to one.
they do this, I just go, don't arrest them, please. This was my doing. This is my fault.
They made that choice when they helped you.
They wouldn't have had to if it. Honestly, they helped you more than they helped me.
Well, maybe they should have helped in the first place and let it just take you in for the night. You two
That's kind of what they're doing.
on your knees, hands behind your back.
Hold on, can I?
So these are dimension shackles. So you are teleporting, fucking nullifying all sorts of.
Hold on.
shit.
Okay, so before they put it, I just want to go. Can I try? I'd like to make a deal with the guild manager. In exchange for them to go free, I'll be excommunicated from the guild.
What you want right now does not necessarily matter. You kind of gave that up when you ran.
I know, but I think
No.
she'd be happy to take that deal.
We'll discuss it after they're in cuffs. So they are going to come and arrest you two as well.
Iihane would listen. Plus, also think about how much easier this is with a normal elf body instead of a drider.
Cuffing
you
all
can't
the
really-
legs.
You can't really kneel as a drider. That's not a thing.
So all set, you let them cuff you as well, I presume, or no? Did we lose him?
Did he freeze up? Did his internet die?
Oh,
Because he hasn't moved. It will blink in a little bit.
We've lost him forever.
Oh, also,
hey.
right,
Oh,
before,
no!
like, right before they put the shackles on me and I
Cameras are
teleport
fucked.
out, I'll just go. Oh, don't search my house.
We're gonna give him a minute to come back. Yeah, there's the minute.
There we go.
Currently, he is Azrar. Azrar is currently Iihane. Iihane is currently all
Oh,
set.
God.
And Erus is Erus.
This is perfect.
Love it when
Great.
my internet dies.
Yeah. I was like, I asked the question. I'm like, is he frozen? And then you were. Then
All I heard was hands behind my head and then nothing. I'm like, oh,
oh shit!
Your
oh,
internet
shit.
arrested
dramatic
you.
pause.
Man, this dramatic pause is going on for a while.
Are we gonna get
Yeah.
your camera or not? I'm guessing you're on your phone based off how you sound.
Yeah, currently on my phone right now. I'm checking out the
Okay.
router. No cam for
No worries.
the moment.
For
Okay.
those watching, camera's gonna be messed up for now. Deal with it.
Hey, at least we're squared properly at the moment.
Yeah,
so
you're
it's
still.
fine.
It's just the order is because of how Discord does with cameras versus non.
Hey, I'm okay with this. I'm very smart at the moment. Azrar is a lot more wise.
And Erus is
I am
exactly who he
the
was.
wisest.
Yeah, you are at the moment.
All right. So, they do say hands behind your back is like right now. I'm kind of currently seeing if you all said are going to let them arrest you. Because that is their intent right now.
Yeah, easily.
All right. So hands on the back, cuffed. The three of you are cuffed. It's been like a solid minute. Your ramen noodles are looking real good so far, Azrar. Just so you know.
Ooh,
Mhm.
good.
As we return to standard music.
After the 18 seconds of high octane
Dun,
music.
dun, 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 dun. As a Kahootie. A hoot. Not a Kahootie. Yeah, it's Kahootie.
Kahoot.
Kahoot. Man, I've been saying Kahootie so much because of freaking Mage. I can't remember what they're actually called anymore. Yeah, the Kahoot is, there's just one like watching you all from the top of Maraska's old home. As you are slowly walked back to the entrance of the guild hall. Everybody the smithy is looking at you, the person who runs the provision stockpile, some of the hunters, Rickard's there looking at you like so disappointed. So you see it Erus. Disappointment in his face is like, they helped me and they were traitors or something. It is definitely a walk of shame. What is the name of your
Uh,
horse? Stormbreaker walks
Erus-
along with.
Erus doesn't look up at all. He just keeps his head down.
Yeah.
Hey, we're fixed. I'm rise again.
So you are brought to.
I'm assuming one of them picked up our weapons.
Yeah, one
That
of
we
them
had
has.
dropped?
Yeah, one has. One of them has your weapons, or one. Each of them is holding a different one. Oh.
Mine is in my bag of holding. They might have taken
True.
my bag of holding, but it is in there.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm not reaching in there and handcuffs, so I doubt they'd have to.
So, as you see the guild manager, they're still kind of rubbing her neck as you can see like a little glow in her hand, and she applies herself a cure wounds to heal her throat.
I mean, I wouldn't have like squeezed that hard. I would have just had
were
done
ho-
enough to pick her up.
You gotta squeeze kind of hard to get a good enough grip for her not to escape and to like hold her in the air. Like you weren't like.
Yeah,
"Grr,"
but
you were,
God
"Grr."
boom.
There was some damage, and she healed
Okay.
it. So, your rage strength versus your normal thought strength. Boom, cleaned away.
I did not rage.
Yeah, but
until-
this was emotional rage, not rage.
Okay.
You need to kick Carlisle from the game so that he can log back in.
Oh, I do.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
'cause
it still thinks that I'm in there since I
Yep.
disconnected.
Yeah,
At least
it
that's what I
happened
think is
to-
happening.
You have been
Yeah.
kicked.
That happened to me a while ago.
Awesome. Let me
Yeah.
refresh.
Last week, you mean?
That wasn't last week.
I'm pretty sure it was last week.
So, as you come walking forward, you just see a. Give me an insight check, Erus.
Really good. Actually, I'm not that bad at insight.
15. You see what would normally come off as like a smug look, but like to you normally, but you're able to read a bit more and just like disappointment in the guild manager's eyes. And in addition to the guild receptionist is just like you've never seen her so hurt.
Yeah.
She's really wiping away a tear.
I will look at the guild manager. I do not make eye contact, and I try to avoid with anyone else, and I try to avoid like seeing anyone else's face
So
as best I can.
the captains they'll come up to him, ma'am. They have surrendered in the end peacefully. We have taken all three into custody that have either aided or committed a crime. And they present. She looks at the three of you and Stormbreaker there. Get the mechanic, get Stormbreaker, send him back to Alset's home. So they let Stormbreaker go. If like Alset, you command to like go back to your home.
Yeah, I just look over at it, and it will continue off. Still having those connectivity issues with the forge, so.
You might have to. I had this in my game, Aaron.
Mhm.
It seems to when you kick somebody, remove their permission to join.
Oh,
So you have to, in the user configure,
user man.
tell it that it can join.
Oh yeah, he's no longer a trusted player. Can't trust you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had that in my. I had that in my
'cause
game. So
it's a full kick, so.
Hopefully that. Yeah, it'll double check. That thought the bottom was different. Never left. Never.
That's okay.
Okay, you should be good now.
Either way, continue.
Okay. So how far was that? We just sent him off. And now I'll move him off the screen here. Go away. Stupid. Alright. And she looks at you, Erus. Looks at the other two. Please step back. You both step forward.
Who steps back and who
You,
steps forward?
Erus, you would step back. Those two would step forward.
Hold
I
on,
would.
ma'am. ma'am, if I may,
No.
and
I will speak to them first, and then I will speak with you.
I will step back and I'll just sit on the ground, like on my knees, to where I'm like as small as I can possibly be, and as much of not a threat as possible.
I assume you both willingly step forward.
Yeah.
You can feel.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do I still have freedom of movement on me?
Yes, because it just lasts 8 hours. I want to
I
concentrate on
wonder
that.
if it gets to
Okay.
say.
Because it's not a spell.
He's looking up at the dimensional shackle as dispels it.
Oh. I believe it says not mundane restraints.
Let's see. The shackles prevent a creature bound by them from using any method of extra-dimensional movement, including teleportation or travel to a different plane. They don't prevent the creature from passing through an interdimensional portal. So, I mean, technically, you are. Actually, the funny part is it doesn't actually mention anything about actually restraining you, but we've checked our check. Well, I guess they work as manacles. So manacles.
Automatically escape from any non-magical restraints.
So these are
magical.
Right.
These are magical.
Okay.
Cool. Not trying anything. I'm just wanting to know.
Make sure you're aware of all this. Yep.
Yes.
So you can feel the seething rage underneath her tones as she talks to you. All set. Had you not freed Erus from my hold, this wouldn't have happened. You would be in no trouble. You wouldn't have endangered your friends, as they point over to Iihane, or your other one, wherever he may be hiding right now. It was reckless, irresponsible, and a danger to my life. What do you have to say for yourself?
Oopsie doopsie.
I did what I could to protect what found family I have.
You realize you protected him from a literal night in jail. Not permanent, not death, not dismemberment, not stripping him of his rights. A night in fucking jail. I just want to bring that up to you. These reckless choices endanger not only your family, but everybody. She waits for you to.
I will say this. Much of your actions as well have garnered no and little trust and empathy for me. Preceding all of this, I will stand by these people that I have found because I trust them. And if it happens that the escalation needs to be that I must leave the guild, and so be it. I stand by my choices because these people have stood by me.
She looks over at Iihane. Now, I'm not entirely aware of what you did, as I was in here trying to, regain myself.
Allow me to explain what I did to you. I saw our set help our friend Erus, and I saw your commander and captain here try to grab our set, and I saw Erus tense up. I knew if I didn't do something quick, Erus might lose what little tempo he had left. So I harmlessly removed your captain and commander from the situation to protect them from any loss of temper Erus might have for seeing one of his friends grabbed. I did what I felt was the simplest and quickest solution to not hurt anybody, but also keep everyone safe, my friends and your employees.
So she sits and ponders for a moment as during that time the guild captain and commander both verify that no harm came to them from your actions, but you were a deterrent in capturing the culprit.
She fully accepts that.
Hmm?
The no harm was the bigger issue for her, not being a deterrent. She accepts that, but in her mind, she still helped stop greater harm from coming by acting.
So she takes a step forward towards you, Iihane. And as she does, she looks at you from head to toe.
Oh yes, I was just working on my paperwork to describe my changes since I was last here.
I have been informed of your changes, and I'm good for you. If this is what you choose, not my concern. But had you still been a Drider, the one and only one in this entire guild, to not only break its laws by attacking, harmlessly that it was, attacking guild knights in their line of duty, you would have set up the entire Drider race to forever be forbidden into this guild. You are lucky, so very lucky, that you are just a drow now. As drows have obviously others have proved their worth before you. Now, normally, impeding in a guild knight's duties, his looks both all set, and Iihane, is death, per guild rule. But we are in dire straits. You are some of my best hunters, if not the best hunters that I have in this village. There is a reason I sent you all on an impossible task. And you throw it in my face because I make you wait 3 days before traveling off and tramping about a jungle half a continent away. The utter disrespect for not only me, but your position is completely unacceptable. And as such, your sentence currently is suspended. When this is all done and over with, you will be brought upon his immenseness, and he will decide your punishment. It may be death. It may be a loss of status and rank. Maybe you are thrown from this guild. It will be up to him to decide. And I will relay all the information that I know, and I already know also that you're going to send papers to every other guild manager around. And I know, Iihane, that you will speak with your god about what you have seen and what you've done. It's not my concern anymore. My concern is that you will sit here for the next 3 days in jail until Erus is done with his research. Any plans you had in that time frame are gone. You will think about what you did. Think about your next steps and what you need to do to solve this problem. And I will provide any help I can to help you with it. But you will not disrespect me or the guild knights again. Clear?
Krista.
Okay. Guard captain takes you both, taking you to jail. 3 nights. You.
Yes.
This isn't the first time we butt heads before, has it, Erus? You have an authority problem, would you say?
Yes.
Do you think that maybe the whims of one person, though on occasion, may be right. And I have admitted that in the past. And you've held it against me even afterwards. That I have other things to be concerned with than hunting down some relic for something about some bad guys that are causing this problem, which obviously I know is a Talon society. But this research Rewix is doing is a cure which will completely stop their current plans in potentially 3 days' time. But if that does not solve the problem, then we needed you here to go on to the next steps to solve it. Because even if you stop the people that did this, would that stop the disease that's plaguing our entire West Coast? Probably not. So, what I need you to do is be a hunter that listens to the rank and file of those above you. Check your anger. The next time you lay a hand on me, I will kill you. Because I will not accept it again. And the same goes for you. You are a good hunter. I do not have the luxury of getting rid of you, which is why you had a one-night stay for choking me in the first place. You're welcome for that grace I gave you, that you spit in my face over. You will stay for 3 nights in that damn jail cell. Think about what you've done. Think about the next step you're going to take. And then, when this is all fixed, His Immenseness will decide your fate and pray that whatever you do to solve this is greater than the crime you just committed.
May I speak?
Be my guest.
I have a proposition. Let Allset and Iihane go with a warning, and you get to decide my fate. That you can find another hunter who would be a better fit for their group, honestly. One that's not going to make them take reckless actions.
I don't have the luxury to give up any hunter. Your punishment is to stay being a damn hunter and solving this damn issue. And then dealing with whatever His Immenseness decides afterwards, which you may beg for their lives or their ability to stay in the guild with him. I think that is completely fair. I think your silence is a yes. Or at least an acceptance.
I don't think it's fair, but I see that there is no reasoning with you at this moment, so do what you must.
No, you do not have a leg to stand on.
I mean, technically I have 2, but yeah.
Would you like me to fix that? We can always get you some mechanical ones after. They don't work as well, though, as from what I know.
I would like to make one thing clear before they take me to jail.
I'm tired of your idle threats, Erus. You're going to kill you. I'm angry at you. I don't want to hear it.
This is not idle. I have, and it's not
She walks away.
necessarily a threat.
Starts walking in. So you have like 4 words before she gets back in the door.
I have taken an oath of redemption. I am trying my best to change my ways, but it is very different for me and very difficult. And I am sorry for the hurt that I have put on this village.
She did not expect that. So she stops at the door.
I know today I got very close to becoming an oathbreaker. And I can't do that. So please, don't think of me when you're giving His Immenseness what happened. Think of my allies. Because I don't care what happens to me. I make the decisions that I make. And it's going to have repercussions on me. but they make decisions sometimes based on what I do. And if any harm comes to them, and this is not a threat, I promise you, this is a caution. I don't want to become an oathbreaker, but if anything happens to them, I will break my oath in a heartbeat. And I don't want that. Because I don't want them to see me like that. That is why I want you to decide my fate and let them go with a warning or a suspension. Let them have their 3 days where they're sequestered to the village. They can't go anywhere, but they can at least be free and at home and, you know, pursue research or something. But you decide my fate. If it's to stay in jail forever, strip me of whatever, you can have my hammer and hang it as a trophy on your wall for all I care. You can have my life. I just don't make me do something that I'm going to regret.
Give me
Please.
a really hard persuasion check.
God, don't fucking... God, my persuasion's okay.
Yeah, I know.
Like, just don't roll low, please. Oh!
Wow.
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 That's nearly perfect
I know. It's a 19.
for him.
Obviously, I don't want to leave their group, and I want to stay a hunter, and I want to help fight this, but if my death or my excommunication from the guild and a life of solitude means that they can stay in the guild doing what makes them happy, then I will take that punishment.
So, sitting at the guild hall door, one arm kind of up on the side of it, you can hear the rapping of fingers on the side of the door, just thinking. If I had the option, if I had the choice right now, you'd be dead. I don't have that luxury. And I full on intend to recommend that when His Immenseness speaks to you, but it will be his decision. I will respect whatever he chooses. But I will respect your wish for the next 3 days. All set and Iihane will be allowed to stay within the village. A shackle on them to prevent any kind of teleportation or leaving. Not double handcuffed, so behind the back, but a shackle on at least one arm. So people know that they are being punished. And they may research, they may use the library, they may spend their money in this village. But they will not spend the time that you will now be doing alone in jail. Consider yourself so lucky it is this dire of straits that you get to live. And that's when she walks away.
Thank you.
Okay, so Azrar, ramen noodles finished cooking. You're already sitting down at the table. Give me a one last either a dexterity, strength, con, and whichever one ability you want for your cooking, artisan cooking right now.
I'll do a dexterity save for it.
Well, not even a save. This is just gonna be a straight check. We're going.
Oh.
Full
Okay.
on.
Dexterity check. Yeah. Normal. Oh, 10. Not as
Ooh.
good.
Okay, so it's a fairly average looking ramen noodles. There's not a lot. There's not an egg on top. It's just enough. It's just a seasoning packet, no extra seasonings. The vegetables are just blubbing back and forth. It's generic. It's not like anything spectacular, but it's not bad looking.
Yeah.
So you get to enjoy it as you finish your meal, and then like step outside. You know, get some of the nice cool air after like warming up your home so much from cooking. And that's where you see Iihane and All Set currently, like, you were both have been removed for, or at least you've been uncuffed from one of your shackles so you can move, but you see both of them with a shackle an arm each, walking towards their residential area.
I go to just like to redouble just to make sure. So the shackle, is it like handcuffs or is it like a straight plank shackle?
I'm more using like cuffs, so it's kind of like a dangling little part to it and
Like
chain.
manacles.
So then one on it,
One on and one just dangling.
and then just take the other, make sure it goes to open.
Yeah.
And then make sure it doesn't dangle.
Okay.
Too bad. So it's just
Yeah.
both on.
That's perfectly acceptable. It sizes to your body size, so it's not uncomfortable. But you are unable to do any kind of planar travel or any kind of magical movement. So no teleports, none of that stuff. But you see that and I'm coming up.
What happened?
I had a thought, Azrar, to
Yeah.
how would I say, assist in a goal that half, if not more, of the party was so adamant about. To assist in our travel. That seems so expedient, that seems so necessary at the time. Just a few moments ago. To go down to Dundorma. To go down and get an airship. To go down to the jungle. Maybe I should have said something. Maybe I should have stopped Erus. I had attempted to find expedient travel through the webways, via teleport, via Rewix. And when negotiations had failed, I had assisted in escape. Iihane assisted in an escape.
Oh.
And what did you do? As you have a pot of ramen noodles in your hands as you're slurping it down.
I made dinner. Are you guys hungry?
No. And I don't think I will be for the next 3 days.
Okay, understandable.
Feel free to visit Erus in jail.
Okay.
Because I will. And I will leave to go to my house right next door. And Stormbreaker is right at the front door because he can't open it.
Right. And just looking at
Just
it
like a
sad the whole time.
Snow-covered horse. Just do some shocks, get it all off, and then dust off and go in the house.
And I think,
No slam or anything, just so it's a quiet click.
And I think Iihane just says, "Oh, I can't really add much more to what he said, but seeing how we are stuck in town for the next 3 days or so, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of more redecorating of my house. Let me know if you need anything, Azrar," as she heads back to her house.
Okay. Do you want some food?
Not right now. I just ate before all of this started, and I'm not quite hungry yet. Yeah.
Okay, understandable.
I was trying to put him back. Oh, wait, you were talking.
I was just about to do the same thing as you clicked. Like,
Well, I will head back into my house and just be like, huh. As I continue to eat my ramen.
you leave them alone for 5 minutes.
Look what happened. Okay. Oh, is this the one that's... What is... Wait. Oh, that's the battle. We're gonna... I had two Pokeballs. Go ahead, Erus.
I will say, if anyone visits me, Erus would not look at them he would stay with his back towards the door. And if it's any of his party members that like Iihane and Alset, he would apologize profusely to them. And that'd pretty much be the only thing that he would say is, I'm sorry. And with Azrar, Erus wouldn't even say anything.
Oh,
Ooh, ostracized.
okay.
I mean, there's nothing for Erus to say. Azrar
I mean, fair.
made the best decision in that situation. As
think-
much as Erus is hurt by the fact that Azrar didn't help, he is thankful. But he is just silent any other time, unless Rickard comes.
Well, at some point over the 3 days, I feel like Azrar would probably come visit and just leave like a platter of food for Erus at his attempts at being an artisan. Just like, here you go, bud.
He picks the lock to drop the food inside and then closes it again.
They didn't officially let me here. Here you go.
Erus would just kind of like raise his head up a little bit and kind of like give a nod, but still not looking at Azrar and not saying anything.
Do you eat the food eventually?
Once Azrar leaves and he is left alone, he will. Yeah, he'd still eat.
I think Iihane will visit you and kind of cut you off in the middle of apologizing and say, unless you became a much better mage than I think you have, you had no influence over my decision. I did what I felt was best in the moment. No matter the consequences, I wouldn't have done anything differently. And if you don't reply to that, that's fine. She's not hurt or anything. She just wanted you to know that. And then she'd probably head home again.
Erus would just sit there and like half look over his shoulder, and you can like just barely see one of his eyes, and you can see the amount of pain that he's in, and he just kind of looks over at you and just goes, "That's not what I'm sorry about." And then we'll go back to kind of just being in solitude.
All set. You said you were gonna go visit him at some point. How often do you visit him during?
Once each day
Mhm.
for 3 hours each.
Okay.
I will have several personal journals that I will read out, starting from, I believe, my early life. So up until I was cognizant, right, and able to write. All of those is secondhand information from parents and that sort of thing, and sort of milestones that they felt were important, even the embarrassing ones. And then it goes into more personal journals of like, even like the really childish ones, like started journaling young and then sort of got more sophisticated as got older, more detailed, more personal notes in the margins, that sort of thing, of pretty much everything like I have done. So like my schooling, what I've experienced,
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of thing. And I do so. I take a stool, sit down in front, sit down back to the bars. Just start reading this. No armor whatsoever. It's just the turtleneck BDU that Osset would normally have, probably a fresh a fresh set,
Okay.
and no Stormbreaker, nobody, just sitting there reading, volumes 1 through however old Alset is. Obviously minus like a couple years because wasn't aware really. Just reading this over, like any apologizing that may or may not happen, just sit down, back to the bar, starts reading.
If
3
you were
hours.
reading the entire time, Erus wouldn't interrupt.
No, like out loud, so you
Yeah.
hear it.
Yeah, no, Erus wouldn't interrupt.
And then pretty like meticulously at like 3 hours, just like close the book, put the stool back where it was, and then head out.
On the third time, before you leave, Erus would turn around, tears streaming down his face, and look up at you and just, why?
Because you are family, and you deserve that. And I'll just, nothing else, walk out.
So, Eris, during these 3 days of not necessarily being alone, because you have your friends and in some cases, like I said, family, visiting, what are you doing? Are you deep in thought? Are you pulling, as mentioned in chat, the Uncle Iroh when no one's there, just doing a lot of push-ups and sit-ups?
Erus would work out some each day just to stay in, like in a healthy physical fitness. He would spend a lot of time in meditation and in prayer to Eldath. A lot of it apologizing to her as well. And probably once each day, if he wasn't like magically manacled, he would through like his tattoos, he would probably cast where is that spell? I think it's clairvoyance is the one I want. No, I would cast like augury and just every day ask if I made the right decision.
And it's
it's wheel for good results, woe for bad results, and it's technically an action, like the results or supposed to be for a specific course of action that I plan to take within 30 minutes,
right.
But even if it just doesn't give him results, Erus would, not really understanding what the spell does well, would just ask if he's made the right decision every day.
Okay.
Just kind of like banging his head against a wall, essentially.
Now, are you asking if he made the right decision for giving up, or are you asking the right decision for going against her in the first place? What do you specifically? I think that's stuck.
Giving up and like doing what he did at the end there.
Okay.
Essentially trading his life for the others.
Okay, so if you're specifically for that, the answer is, whoa. Giving your life up for the others, that is the answer if that's the question you ask every single day. If you ask a different question...
Okay, I would have... that probably would have been the first day. The second day, he would have asked if giving himself up was the right choice.
Yeah, for like to get arrested, and that response is wheel.
And then on the third day, probably in the middle of the night, like he wouldn't have cast it during the day, he would have woken up in the middle of the night in like sweats, and would have cast it, asking if the decision he made to go against the guild manager was correct.
That is a whoa.
And then, after getting that answer, Erus would lay down on the ground of the cell. Not on the... I assume there's a cot in there
Yeah,
and stuff? Like,
it's not like just bare floor. They have
Yeah.
like a hammock. They bring so that's kind of what I was going to bring up here in a second. But each day, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I just had to look her name up because I wanted to make sure we got it right. But Shirley, which is the guild receptionist, comes by and looks and go, hi, Eris. The first day you can just see like the sadness in her eyes if you were actually looking at her, which I'm assuming you are not, since
Erus would try to not make eye contact,
Mhm.
but knowing her, he would like very sheepishly kind of look up as his head is down.
Mm-hmm. So she looks at you and goes, I don't know what to really say, and I feel like maybe you had good reasons doing what you did. I've always liked you, Erus. I've always thought of you as a good, caring person. Maybe on occasion your anger gets the best of you. So I feel like maybe if she was doing something wrong, then it was understandable. But if not, I don't know. But I just wanted to let you know that I thought you were a good person. So, I brought you this, and she brings you your favorite food, and she does that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the different ones that you always prefer each day. And she always just tries to like follow up with you and ask how you're doing, see if she gets an answer from you. If there's anything she can do to help you.
I'd say the first day he wouldn't really say anything. With the second day, he'll answer, but it's not long answers or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be kind of short answers. Like if she asks how he's doing, he'll just kind of say, he's doing okay, and stuff. But every day he would thank her for the food and apologize for the mistakes he's made.
You have nothing to apologize to me for. I'm glad you're doing better. If there's anything I can help with, if there's anything you can think of later today or tomorrow when I come by for lunch or dinner, you need me to do, let me know.
You just drop some food off outside of my house for my palico.
Yeah.
Do not open the door.
Mhm.
He is taught to attack on sight.
Milton? But he's never attacked me when I go in to clean.
Oh, well then just, go in there, I guess.
Yeah, I try to keep, whenever hunters are out, I always try to keep your rooms, dust free and tidy. And I know sometimes palicos, they get caught up doing other things, so yeah, I always give them a little felvine, like a small little velvine treat, and dust and clean up for you. I did see the new bed, the new leg stands for your bed, the Cantor Tusk, and I think it was a Tetsukabra.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I want you to know that while what I did didn't directly affect you, it does affect every member in this village.
Well, just
because
make it up to us with hard work and all will be forgiven. Though I already forgive you.
I don't deserve that, but thank you.
You shouldn't ever think you deserve forgiveness. It's not for you to deserve, it's for someone to give. And I give you my forgiveness.
I will keep that in mind, thank you.
I'll be back for dinner. And then she wanders off, and she comes back and forth. You guys have some nice conversations during that time. So I guess that's kind of how you spend your 3 days, is talking to people, thinking over things.
Does Rickard not?
That's true. I actually forgot
Visit.
about Rickard. I was gonna have him, then I forgot. So yeah, Rickard
We
comes
kinda
by
stole the
probably
spotlight.
on the first day, and the first thing you hear is, "Man, you got." I thought I was the only person ever gonna be arrested here. What'd you do? They won't tell me. Erus.
Rickard. Don't. Don't make light of this situation. I fucked up really bad.
Did you join a society of poachers that was bent
Well-
on killing your own village that you didn't know about?
No, but I did probably one of the worst things that a hunter could do while employed by the guild. And while I feel like the guild manager kind of had it coming,
She's a pain in the ass.
that does not excuse it. And I want you to learn a lesson from this to be better than me. To not make the same mistakes I have.
I'm not trying to take light of this, but can you tell me what mistakes you made so I know not to make them? Because I don't know what happened.
I didn't like the decision that she made, and so I tried to go against it, and things turned violent. So just listen to your superiors. Don't be hard-headed and rash, and don't go against the grain.
Erus, can I be honest with you a little bit? Because I'm going to take that as a yeah. Sticking to your management's plans and ideals and listen to every order ever given makes you a dumbass. It is okay to argue and not do something if you feel it isn't right. If you follow commands, all you're gonna do is get you or someone you know killed. Now, I'm not saying not all the time. One of the reasons I joined this guild was, one, because you didn't smash my head in when we met, but because you pushed someone who was on the completely opposite end of the guild. I was hunting to live, but poaching, going against it, joining a society that, I mean, it killed my family. And you beat it into me, not by listening to instructions. Had you listened to instructions, you just killed me. I broke the law. That was it. You saw something in me because of the way you view things. So don't let whatever just happened change how you view things to such an extreme. Maybe tone it down a little bit on occasion if need be, or vent it through punching a monster in the face. I think, honestly, I find that to be very refreshing. Just, I don't want you to change. At least not that much. If you feel you need to change, just maybe step at a time and use your friends to help shape the new you. Not the guild.
Erus is gonna walk over to the bars and look at him like through the door and just with like sadness in his face just go, sometimes fighting isn't the correct option, and I've had to make that mistake more than once, and it's almost cost the lives or livelihood of my fellow hunters. if you're going to fight and go against the grain, be smarter than me and choose your times correctly.
I'll do my best. I'm gonna head out. I got a hunt actually coming up here shortly. I just wanted to stop in, see how you're doing, and make sure that you were good. That's why I tried to be a little lighthearted about it all. Sorry that I kind of you're not really in the mood, and I can see that now. But just know you changed my life. I appreciate it, and I just don't want you to change, like I said, who you are to be something completely different. So
Sometimes change is needed.
But not always dramatic. So you be safe. He puts his hand through, like a fist through the bars. You be safe, and I'll be careful on this hunt. We'll talk again
You
another
do
time.
that. And Erus wouldn't go for a fist bump. He would like grab up farther
Yeah.
on his arm and give like a good shake.
Yeah. Half a second, Ricker's like, "Oh fuck, he's gonna pull me into the bars and like try to break free." And okay, cool, we're cool. All right, I'll see you around, Erus.
I'm proud of you, Rickard.
Proud of you too, Erus. Now we're cell buddies. And he walks out. So,
After that, Erus is going to rage and punch the bars as hard as he can, and then immediately drop the rage and break down crying.
yeah. Guard comes out. Come on!
My.
And then goes walking out, go to the smithy, and like let the smithy know we need to replace one of the bars. Yeah. Another one of the hunters punched and dented it.
Before the guard leaves, Erus will just yell through his crying like, "I'll pay for it."
You're goddamn right. Grumbles. Outside of Erus, you guys all have other free time. So Azrar, all set, and Iihane during this time to do some research on things. What are you guys looking into? What is your next steps? What is your plan?
I think Iihane just keeps working on her learning her herbalism kit.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not much we can do at the moment. Yeah, I think that's all she would do.
Okay.
Azrar is probably just he's gonna look more into that Espinus hunt, but
Mhm.
he's not going to, officially take it until we know what's up, like what Rewix has to say
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the 3 days, so we know whether or not we have time to do a hunt.
Okay. All set. Do you do any kind of research? There's a lot of things going on right now, and I'll bring it up to everybody. Like, you have the Talon Society, you have Raxus, you have the virus itself, and where is it originating from, which are all semi kind of connected. You also have the whole thing going on with Maraska.
Mhm.
Lots of shit happened.
Yeah, there's too many points here. Maraska. So to me, Maraska is not like a crazy big issue because it's just like, oh, we see dead elder dragons every now and again, and we've had to fight only a couple equal hunter weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Town Society is a little bit more pressing because it is. Yeah, I guess I guess I would just kind of see if there's anything extra happening about the Town Society and any movements, because obviously they're starting over in the west. My guard's not doing hot, to say the least. So then, are there any other key points that are happening? Are there any other places that are having these same issues that is not directly in the path from Mindguard over to Dundorma? Or are they kind of like doing sting operations, that sort of thing? And if there really isn't, and they are just kind of concentrating on just pushing east,
Mm-hmm.
then I guess I will try and do any correspondence that I can with Berna and the Y Academy on any research that is continuing on with the Equal Hunter weapons that have been dropped off.
Okay.
Providing what insights now that I have of their origin point, since I don't believe I got to drop those off beforehand. But and then obviously paying for whatever services needed for long distance, like quick
Mm-hmm.
long distance communication.
Okay. So, first thing I want you to do is give me an investigation check, and let's just hear what you hear around town in different spots about the happenings in the world in terms of town society, frenzy virus stuff on the west side for the most part is what you're looking at. So I'm just curious on what you may or may not see. All right, 26. So, as we know, Mind Guard. Hang out over here. Mind Guard is currently working on a grab. I just drop an element pill. Will it work? Nope, it doesn't. Go ahead and drag a. Put a Gormgala. That would be an unknown. So, we know there is infection in Mind Guard already. There's been news of that for since Dundorma. So it's been almost a week that's been happening. If not even a little bit longer than that. As you're listening through messages coming in from different parts of the world, they're coming mostly from cahoots back and forth travel when they can't do sending. There are reports now of it happening not only in Mindguard. Koto Village is being hit. Hunters are beginning to flee there. There are no hunters left or any information from Mindguard at this point. It is completely shut out of the hunt. There is also word of it down in Chico Sands, which is along one of the paths that Mindguard has. Val Harbor. And they're just starting to hear of some reports in River, which has been minimal thanks to your efforts initially when it first was spread there. So they've had a bit more preparation than other places.
That at least makes me feel good as a player.
Yeah, it's definitely slowed it dramatically. Those are the places it seems to be hit. It seems like they're aiming for spots where either Mindguard's connected to through shipping routes or through traveling to the east. And this is only about 2 weeks worth of infection, and they've already taken out 2 villages, or a city and a village, more correct. And they're already taking out additional ones, like Chico Sands, which is a very small little community, and Val Harbor, which is another large port.
So they started from the west,
yes,
and they're just pushing all down the coast.
Yes, hitting Mindguard first was a good key strategic spot to spread it easily because of the shipping. So that is what you hear. There are no reports from anything from the east. So like Cathar, Jumbo Village, Nungang. Obviously, there's no word from Aya. The country's cut off from everything. Loklak is still showing safe. Rixaru is, Dundorma's clear, Berna's clear, Poke Village, you're literally there. No one's dying currently. So it is speeding up. And it's just a matter of trying to either using this information, maybe try to determine where they're going to next. The way they're going to travel potentially to these places. Deciding to move that way. You also have the option of, I would say, give me an intelligence check. Or give me a nature check, I guess, actually.
Right back.
24. Based off of the locations of the infection, it's for you, with especially with the 24, it's unlikely that the Talon Society would start their initial invasion away from wherever they're gathering this resource. So your best guess is that wherever this Gormagala or Shiguru Magala or adolescents that you've encountered before, whatever's feeding them this frenzy virus is somewhere on that west coast somewhere. So that is at least some kind of clue, hint.
Yeah, they can only get so much without getting in their own harm's way, and it has to be within a
I mean, obviously,
localized.
they may be able to
Yeah.
spread it, but it would make sense for them to start near the origin.
Mhm.
That's you as an artificer and just overall just a researcher. That makes the most sense. It's how you would do it if it was you.
Mhm.
So you do have that little bit of information. When it comes to Raxus, you're not hearing any information about with the 26. You're still not hearing any information on his whereabouts, where to deal with that, and then what was the other? I guess the gore and how the virus is spreading right now.
Mhm.
So that's good.
And I do want to say that all of this research is, or at least this portion of the research
Mhm.
is happening within the guild hall. So it's like I'm asking people. I go over to a cork board not too far that is stood up somewhere in whatever corner
Mhm.
has been allowed, and then if other people uh, do check it out, it's like I have better things to do. But if they do ask questions and my thoughts on it, then I will relay that as much as possible. Really attempting to help out with the effort here, pinpointing out where these individuals are, since I don't think anybody's attempted to figure that out quite yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just all public knowledge. This is
Yeah, definitely
just
not trying to hide this.
coming
The
out in the
more that know, the more hands in it, the better off you'll pull some good info.
exactly.
Makes perfect. There are no new words of anything about any other elder dragons being slain. In terms
Hmm.
of guild hall stuff, and
Hmm.
then when you go to get information from Burn, do you have the sending spell or no?
Let me see here. It'd be so dumb if
I mean, if you
Artificer didn't.
don't, Iihane does. You
Iihane
may just
would
make use of
help.
Iihane. I was just
Yeah.
curious
Yeah.
because
By the way, can I officially say I have a long rest to have spell slots back?
you guys have all had a long rest. Yes,
Okay, I just want to double check before I clicked anything.
you would have 3 days of spell slots in this case because you'll be in the village.
Yeah,
for
I
3
just
days.
That
yeah, I just want spell slots.
yeah, that's why I
Uh,
was able to
Yeah, I
do
would have to go
my
through
augury.
Iihane because
yeah, as long as you can describe who I have to talk to good enough for sending the work,
I mean, he's also you met the chief researchers and stuff like that.
yeah. So I could send most of anything you need.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just to communicate between trying to figure out any progress, because that might become an issue, and it gives us a very good insight for later.
Okay. So there is. So I guess give me what you want Iihane to say in the first like 2 or 3 sendings.
Uh, for it's I would probably have to give an update as to what's like currently on house list. Uh, was wondering if there was any new information concerning the Eco Hunter weapons provided. And I think because Alside is kind of long-winded,
It shortens it.
that's probably it for the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can only send 25 words at
Yeah,
a time.
yeah.
So you do get a response back, and you hear from the honey. Yes, we please tell Allset that we have had tremendous success with analyzing the EHW. Have something for him please visit.
I relay verbatim exactly what's said.
Okay. And that's written down. Understood. Do not know when can visit. As trouble in the West is of a big concern. We'll drop by when can. When we can.
So getting a response back if they're sending with understand. Information may prove beneficial, possibly. Involves elder dragon blood and its connection to, or as a bonding agent, power source.
Yeah, and I mean, if they've made outstanding strides in that sort of research, um, if possible, send a copy over to Rewix over in Poke Village. This may prove very useful for current research.
Very well. We'll teleport someone there later today. We'll bring gifts with him for you.
Okay. I think that's kind of where we'll stop with the
Mhm.
sendings. It's yeah, no, that's much more than I was expecting. So
Are you sure? I have plenty of spell slots for sending. I'm not using them for anything else at the moment. I don't have Arcana. I can't make spell scrolls.
Iihane,
Yes.
I don't know if this is necessary now, but preceding any trial concerning Erus and the aiding and abetting of criminal activities, if possible, I would like you to send something to someone in the Norma.
No problem. If I can, as long as I know them or you can describe them, I'll send whatever you need.
I can see what I can do. And I'll hold out, and I'll get out of form. Because I think at this point we're just like in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll pull out a form for I don't know if this will go through, but before or after all of this craziness, I think, and I'll slide over a resignation later. I think I need to get back to my roots.
So you said you slide over to me a resignation letter?
Yeah. It's like not signed yet. You see kind of like an ink spot of where a quill pen has been laid there several times. I honestly think I have to get a new one. But like I said, better to inform any administration beforehand than setting this in.
Just as we've seen with Erus and as we've seen with my people, do not do anything rash or about thinking. That's the way that that's similar to the way the Drow live, and it's never a way I imagine you. You're a thinker.
This
So
whole time, for a long time, I've thought about this. Actually, I think it's actually quite funny. I think This did start back in the Drow village. Like I said, it's nothing yet. I haven't even signed this thing. But I think for right now, when all is said and done, I think I'll just be a researcher.
If that's what you would like, I would want nothing more than that for you. Having a researcher I know might actually help in the future. So I am not against any future choices you make. Know that if you ever need a hunter, as long as I am one, I will help.
Now, sort of scroll, roll up the parchment, set off to the side. Thank you. I would like that.
Okay. So a good chunk of that happened probably in the first and second day.
Yeah.
So I would say at the end of the second day, there's a flash, and you can taste the ozone in the area as one of the Burna Academy teachers or scholars arrives in Poca Village, coming with some. What you see happens to be looks like, like the bio contamination suitcases you see in every freaking virus movie. With one of those, in addition to a couple other little, yeah, a couple other little things. So it has on its back, actually, it's not on the back. It has another pouch that you don't really recognize. All set, like usually they only have certain numbers for researchers and stuff like that for what they have. And as he sees you, goes, all set. Hey, he tosses you that bag. Got you some gifts.
Okay, this is okay. Thank you.
Yep. I'll be back in a little bit. If you have any questions, if you can't figure any of it out, let me know. I'm gonna go hit Rewix real fast and then come see you.
Okay. Godspeed.
Okay. So when you do you open it? I guess it's the question.
I set aside, pull out a prop up table,
Yep.
set everything down, and start just like pulling things out and setting them in a semi-organized way.
So the bag itself is a bag of holding, but the inside of the contents are coal. So as you take out, so it's a bag of holding, as many people know of it. As you take it out, there is a device about yay or so long. It's a cylinder, and inside of it is a bright glowing red crystal centered in it. As you pull more and more out of it, or just kind of dump it out, you see chunks of metal, sheets of metal come just falling out. It's intricate, and the design itself, it almost looks like circuitry through the entire metal itself. As you look at it, you're going to give me a Tinkerer's Tools checker. Like that's fine.
Okay, that will be double the proficiency.
Sure.
So let's see here. Oh, that's like another. Okay, well, slash roll d20 plus intelligence wise, yeah.
Yeah, intelligence. Yeah.
Okay.
You're trying to just decipher this, so intelligence makes perfect sense.
And our proficiency bonus is 6, 5. Right. Okay. So that's plus 15.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So an 18.
Esoteric indeed.
Looking at you have almost you recognize the crystal in the cylinder. I mean, looking at it, the size and shape of it is the exact same size as the power source for Stormbreaker. But you don't really know what like you recognize the crystal, but you don't really know exactly what this thing does. The armor, its shape and like definition looks the same as like this is like shaped like Stormbreaker's body itself. It looks like to be when you pick it up, it feels lighter. Um, you don't get like it's not electrical. It doesn't like shock you or anything like that. It doesn't have any kind of change or feel to it. But the design is very intricate, though. Give me an Arcana check for that.
Ooh,
I know you're super
man.
great at these. Yeah, 24. So looking at this, you can see what almost looks like runes are carved into this, but scientifically more than magical in a
Mhm.
sense. It looks to be new armor or a new, literal new skin for Stormbreaker, and potentially a new power cell that does something.
Mm. Very interesting. I do believe, and I'll look over at Stormbreaker. I do believe our friends at the academy had reverse engineered some new toys for you.
Just
Uh,
steam like flies out of it.
yeah. I'd be like, well, in any case, I'm sure the, that individual will have a user manual for this. It's a little newer and a little out of my depth here with all everything that's going on. I'll just wait. I'll have Stormbreaker on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like looking at it, kind of seeing where it would fit, uh, and like preemptively uh, taking pieces off.
Okay.
Uh, for obviously what would be a demonstration
Right.
in a little bit here.
Sure. So as like you're kind of doing all that, the same guy comes in. You don't really recognize his name.
Mhm.
Somehow he knows yours. Maybe he was given to by someone who's your guest at the. All set. I see you've
Yes,
already you're checking the things out. What do you think?
I I'm actually quite at a loss. This has been quite a few trying, at least weeks. I'm sorry if I. Please give me a rundown. I
Sure.
would love a presentation.
Oh yeah. So, first off, this picks up the cylinder. Crystallized elder dragon blood.
I had thought so, but
This thing
this
provides
amazing.
so much power and enhances the overall defense of your creation, Stormbreaker. So put this in there. Its survivability skyrockets.
And this is, I imagine the crystal blood here you had pulled from the EHW, yes?
It's a portion of that thing. This is a sliver. It had the
God.
I'm like this big, about that round or so. This is a sliver of it. We have so much more to research with and power up other parts. It's great. So the there's that, and then I see you're looking at the new I guess we'll call it armor skin of Stormbreaker. This same idea. It's going to power up its survivability, its defenses, but it adds a little bit of an extra little kick to it. So why don't we put this on and we'll just give you a quick demonstration.
Of course.
Help you out.
Yeah. I'll have all the tools ready. I even have like a second set of tools
Yeah.
ready for this individual as well as we get to work on that.
Yeah.
Um,
You spend the next hour or so taking all the parts off, putting all the new ones in. You take all the parts off just to be able to take the battery out. Stormbreaker's eyes, fade and turn off as you then put in the new battery cell with this Elder Dragon crystal in it. Its eyes go from kind of that like lightning yellow to red, but with flickers of lightning through it. The armor you put on gives you that intricate pattern on the outside. Beautiful. It's super lightweight. You feel like you could almost pick up Stormbreaker with how much less weight it is on this thing now. All right, it takes you a little bit to put it on. You get it all strapped in. It fits perfectly based off schematics you've left with them before. And all right, he goes, time to try this, buddy. All right, let's head out into the training yard.
yeah, we'll go right over.
Yeah.
No pretense. Did we require? Never mind.
Well, first things first. Your Constitution on Stormbreaker goes to 20.
Whoa, sure, okay.
So it goes to 20. So it's going to get a nice HP increase. Also, I've shown it as a CR 13, which should be the same level as you. So you need to up its HP a couple times. Looks like.
Yeah, it says on the actual thing here is 17.
Oh,
I believe that's
gotcha.
most up to date here.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we were correct. Well, either way, HP goes up 20, or Con goes up to 20. All right. So let's show you its defensive capabilities first. New armor, AC goes up to 20. Waiting for the adjustments here.
I'll just put it down in somewhere.
I mean, I have its character sheet here, so I can.
Yeah, but then there's weird calculations that need to be redone.
I think it should automatically do them. It should automatically up its HP by 3 per level.
I don't think the Steel Defender
maybe
adds
it
its
doesn't.
con to its
That's
HP.
fine. We'll figure it out.
Because it's a what you call it. I also think
Technically,
it's a different. Is it a different style of?
yeah, it's like 5
Yeah.
times
your
your
int mod, and then
Oh,
5
God.
times your level.
No, yeah.
We'll make some adjustments.
but-
So
but-
you'll get 3. You'll get
yeah.
extra on top.
The only other thing is that the sheet itself is different than the actual character sheet, so there might be.
It's fine. Either
some
way,
weird
make it so
characters.
that it's an extra 3 per level on top of it.
Yeah, so it's 45 HP on top of it.
So let's go ahead.
Wow, it won't die as easily now.
It'll take me an extra 3 times to hit him and kill it. All right, and then he goes, "All right, you ready?" And he just literally launches a fireball at Stormbreaker.
Oh, like the actual 3rd level spell fireball.
A literal fireball.
Jesus Christ!
And then, so as the smoke clears and everything like that, Stormbreaker looks perfectly pristine, but its armor is red, or its skin, its armor is red. And he's like, "Yeah, right."
Elemental absorption?
No. So, from your notes, when you fought the Equal Hunter weapons, they were able to resist certain effects after they were hit by it.
Mm-hmm.
So when Stormbreaker's hit by it, at least once per long rest, mechanically, you can use its reaction to gain immunity to that damage type for 10 minutes.
Jesus.
Which is the exact same effects that the Equal Hunter weapons had. So it has the immunity. So I will get you that wording here fast. I just loop it in. Will it pop up? Nope, hold on 1 second. Gotta be dumb. It's not a secret, weird. Here is the text. Oh, because I have it as a private. No, I don't know. Oh, there you go. Obviously, instead of EHW, it would be yours. And it's a reaction. Once per long rest.
Stormbreaker has got a major upgrade.
Oh. Not just that. And he looks and goes,
"Oh, there is more.
We have to up its offensive capabilities a little bit, don't we?" As he kind of points and just goes, "Fire." And you watch as Stormbreaker's mouth like shifts into like a fucking cannon and just launches a lightning bolt out. As it gets to shoot a lightning bolt. It'd be a level 5 lightning bolt once per long rest. So
I see you've taken a lot of my coil ideas. Very interesting. The output is actually quite intimidating, which wouldn't have been possible without this new power source.
Exactly, and that's kind of the reason behind that. In addition to all these changes, not only gives you the ability to mitigate damage, but also increases its firepower in addition. So, hopefully, you're excited about this stuff.
This is so much more than I was expecting, and so much of it going towards Stormbreaker. Uh, uh, I am truly at a loss of words.
Yeah, I mean the fact that the Stormbreaker is a mechanical unit, which is semi close to the Equal Hunter weapons, though they were more living bio weapons. It's close synergy, which makes it easier to convert its abilities from the Equal Hunter weapons to Stormbreaker than it would be to our weapons or armor. An Elder Dragonborn maybe could do something like this because they already have the blood flowing through them, but they're probably sacrificing their life force to do it, and we don't really want to risk that.
I'm already sacrificing so much for this research.
Exactly. We would rather have you live and let Stormbreaker, enjoy a little bit of the benefits. Oh,
Wonderful.
Hmm.
Simply wonderful.
I'm glad. I'll make sure to tell the chief director that you were very excited about this. So, best of luck to whatever you guys are doing. Hopefully, you find that cure soon, and let us know if you need anything else.
One moment.
Mhm.
You did have a word with 3 weeks. So,
Yeah.
concerning the information that you were able to pass over to him, was there any new revelations concerning thereof?
So, from what I'm getting right now, the Valstrax blood was a negative. The Tiestra blood was also negative. He's currently testing. This is going the third day. He'll be testing the Kushala Dior blood tomorrow, and he expects good results. He's gotten close with the other two, just not enough. And especially with this, what we brought him, we think that it will be a great success. So we have 85% chance that it's going to be success, and we're going to have no issues.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep. All right. Have a good one. Enjoy. And he wanders off and teleports. So, Azrar, other than making some ramen noodles, working on some cooking, what else are you doing just to kind of finish out what everybody's kind of doing today, I think?
Not sure. Probably like yeah. Obviously the cooking,
Mm-hmm.
researching the Espinus stuff, probably just catching up on some reading. Like I don't think Azrar is doing much actual research
Okay.
because none of his contacts are really in Poke Village, and he doesn't really know what he can contribute to the current
Yeah.
situation. So it's just hanging out, reading some books, research, just reading up on monsters some more, going through all the different research manuals on the different monster families and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can get reacquainted with some of the monsters he hasn't fought or hasn't fought as much.
Okay. So let's go and go with the most current one. Let's go with the Espinus, and let's go ahead and give me a history roll. Let's see what information you maybe find about the creature. I feel like it's a little bit more difficult because it's Poke Village is where you're at, and they don't really reside in snow areas as much.
Yeah. Well, and that fits because my history is not good because I'm not proficient with
It's
it.
not your fault; it's the guild's fault.
Yeah.
Exactly, guild's
Yeah.
fault. Zero information on Espinus. What the shit, guild?
Hey, that's
I
what
know
happened
it
when
is spiky.
If you remember, Aaron, that's the exact same thing happened when I did the one shot with you. You went to research the Maizutsune and they had no information.
Such crap. Sadly, there's not any. You scour for like a day through every library book, anything that could potentially mention anything spiky, and they're all Raytheons. Crap. Yeah, they just don't happen to have it, and any information to reach out to other places would take so much longer to get back than the hunt would take. Which makes that kind of a tougher one. So, instead, like you said, you spend your other time kind of doing some other research, checking through things, studying up, reading, catching up on some reading, and just kind of going from there. I just want to verify, Iihane, is there anything else you wanted to do for during this downtime? I don't know if I've actually.
No, a lot of times it would be herbalism or maybe helping out with friends. I want to talk to the I want to slot something in my armor, but I want to double check with the team if they're okay if I use the Brute Tiger X Hard Fang. Just because the extra HP might be nice. I think I'm the lowest HP. I don't know what all set is, but
Not great. 140?
you're higher than me by 9. But I know Erus was also talking about the hard thing, but that's the only thing. I could talk to them after the game and whatnot.
Okay, you guys can figure that out.
Yeah. Just say I started and if they agree.
Yeah, if they agree, then you put it in. Fine. Okay.
Erus would default to allowing anyone to take whatever they want. Erus would have no issues with any of it.
I just want to double check with people.
Protect the squishies.
So, also, if you want it, you can have it. I'm not gonna fight for it. If you have all the slots.
Feel free, dude. Feel free.
Okay, I just want to double check.
There's some other stuff I gotta consider for our items.
So I want to bring up that I have to eventually. This is not related to the game, but related to chat where they're talking about now, like trying to steal Garethor's blood and Shaseth's blood, just to try different things. So I had to read through my entire chat of all the the weird stuff that's going on through this afterwards, which is fun.
Oh yeah, no. What's canon is Rickard and Jacob hunt together.
And they hunt together in the same party. Yeah, we just never knew it.
Yeah, exactly. They're friends. That's canon now.
I did see there's just so much they had an entire arc and everything. It was great. I laughed. So, all right. So the 3 days pass, as they do, as you are all released and brought to, or at least in this case, the 3 of you are summoned to, and Erus is brought to, the lab where Ruix is at. As he sees you all, yes, come in. Good news, everyone. I think I have solved our issue. Thanks not, honestly, if it wasn't for the delivery of the Elder Dragon blood from Berna from the Y Academy, I think I would have had to send you off to hunt down another Kushala Deora or even a rusted one, just to get the amount of blood we would need to synthesize this cure for everyone. But because of what they have, what they've been able to do, we can skip that. So, in terms of curing this disease, I actually do not have any new steps for you to take. Other than to stop those who are interfering. Which the guild manager behind's like, you son of a bitch. But he looks this. So what I would like is I would like to inoculate you all with the vaccine. I mean, as far as I know, it should work. There's a chance maybe that it doesn't. You would be my test subjects, official human test subjects, while you go hunt down this
None of us are human.
Humanoid.
There you go.
Hey, to be fair, this is a nice spread of different species. To be honest, we have an elf, we have a goblinoid, we have a
Draconid,
and draconian, a dragonborn.
Yeah, I just call them draconids because they're draconic in nature.
So honestly, we're the best test subjects. You need a human, and you have every race basically.
Erus would just kind of, before he gets knocked out, just kind of go, I don't need it. I can't get
Unless
sick
they made
anymore.
it able to bypass paladin stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then they can be the test subjects, and you can be my control.
Good.
And now in terms of research of where this thing is at, do you have any ideas of the town society's location of leadership, where this Gormagala, Shigara Magala, the adolescents ones that we've heard about are located?
If anything, I do have a public board that I was working on for the past 3 days. I can only narrow it down to the west. Somewhere over there, they have been able to harvest or collect virus samples, um, and and I we will have to go into the heart of that new hostile territory in order to do what we need to. But it is still quite a large area.
So, what? I've been in here for 3 days, so I don't really necessarily know exactly where the virus is at already so far. But could you tell me what you know in locations? Origin is Mindguard, from what you know is where they said they were going to start this virus. Where has it spread to?
We have several reports coming from, and I'll list off all the
Mhm.
places. You know what? I'll just one moment, and I'll go over to the corkboard and just wheel it in, and like, and then pointer stick out. Let us begin, and I'll go through
Okay.
everything I was able to hear. Yeah, that I was able to hear. And I'm not too sure if the guild has any other or new information since then, since my intention has been split.
So, as you're going through, I would like for everybody to give me just a straight intelligence check.
Ooh,
Dude, I'm
boy.
so good at that.
I believe it.
Ability check.
I'm not horrible with it.
Wait, is that correct? It's a +5.
Yeah, 5.
Oh, oh, it is. Okay.
And
I
then
saw Iihane's. I was like, why is it 1?
Azrar, I need yours.
I know as
My
well.
intelligence check.
Yep, intelligence. There's a history
Oh,
one.
I thought. Oh, I thought that was history. I was like, I did
No,
bet. No,
that's for that's the Espinus check. 9. Perfect. So, looking at this, I mean, it's kind of appropriate in terms of bonuses on who got in what order. So,
yeah, no. Me and Erus rolled the same dice. We just went in opposite direction. Me and Azrar.
we have the map up with the Gormagala little markers on it, and you have like Erus and Iihane like looking near the bottom, like desert. Okay, desert can make sense, harsh. There's signs of it over in Val Harbor. Maybe it's somewhere over there. Like they're way off the fucking mark. As like you have as we're kind of like thinking like okay, like talking it over with Allset, or at least they mentioned it often because I think Allset might still be mad at Azrar as it sounded from before. Um, but making like
Not mad
disappointed.
at this. Yeah,
Oh no!
That's so much worse.
yeah.
Azrar's red skin turns a little purple because he's just so blue from that.
The shame.
It's so sad.
So I mean, looking at it in terms, I mean, you guys have found, it's Mindguard, it's been Kohota Village, which is hit fairly hard as well. I guess the outlier is Riveroo here, which obviously it's minimal, but it has not hit Verudo, and obviously there's no one in Castle Shrade. And that's maybe where it hits you a little bit all set. Maybe it's in a place no one's allowed to go, which is the perfect place to hide something. So it's a potential.
Yeah. Just I do not like the implications of these data points. It leads us to a very restricted area.
What are you seeing?
I believe that in order for us to attempt to even find their base of operations, I think we have to start in the most, I want to say, obvious place. I think we have to start in Castle Shrade.
He kind of takes a breath. The guildman just like, oh. And he makes a point. If you look at the spots, there's very minimal to the south, and it's from Mindguard's port of entry. Koto Village, Minegard, Riveroo. There's, I mean, it could be in a cave somewhere in the Verdant Hills, but that would take forever to find. It's also less established or less secure than a place where no hunters are allowed to go, except for maybe those with special permits. Looks at all of you. Though you may need some even further permission to enter Castle Shrade, as it is. Any team that's gone there has never returned. I think you're maybe right, or there's a chance, but I don't know if it's worth the risk versus checking other places first.
If anything, we can make our way over. We can visit Riveroo, get everyone inoculated.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we can establish what sort of base of operations we can, maybe then.
I think that is a good plan. Getting Riveroo, the hunters there, because remember, it only targets hunters. There is, how many do we have in Riveroo? She looks over the manager. Currently there is at least half of Koto Village hunters have traveled there, while others are still traveling from Minegard to Koto Village or going to Dundorma. In a little bit, not secretive route, but unknown route. They're just traveling through the forest. We would need about 20 doses. How long would that take in Ruxpin? Looks like 20 doses? Oh, I would need at least 24 hours to develop that many. So the likely, and the good manager looks at the four of you and goes, the likelihood that there will be any kind of supplies for you when you leave this place is extremely low. I would recommend stockpiling now before you leave, because it may be the last time you get a chance to, for a very long time.
Understand.
Iihane just nods.
The step. Is there anything I can do to help you get there? I've never been to Riveroo myself, but I've been to
Who's
Burna.
speaking currently?
Ruix.
Ah.
I've been to Dundorma and I've been to Burna.
If we could go over the implications of the teleport spell, the sort of shortening of physical distances is not, again, part of what I do, but if we can find some way to make sure that we make it there in one piece with little to no margin of error, perhaps there is something we can do.
I mean, we could, like I said, we could, if you wish to try teleporting directly to River, we can make that attempt. I know it's rough geological location, but it is a very mountainous area. So height could put us in the middle of a mountain. It could put us very high into the air. Or we could miss entirely and end up right in Shrade. Or I could send you to Dundorma. I do recall there's some talk from yelling through a door a couple days ago about an airship.
Dundorma. Dundorma.
An airship would get us there with less speed, but
the accuracy is a lot better, yes.
It could be your choice. I mean, obviously, I still need 24 hours to develop the 20 serums we need, but we can go after that.
I will leave it to you. And I'll look at the three of them. I will leave it to you.
The three of you. So Erus, Azrar, and Iihane on what you guys want to do to decide on where to go.
I feel the safest is to go to Dundurma and purchase the airship. That will allow us to get to Riveroo with more time, but safely.
And after we do everything at Riveroo and Castle Shrade, I hate to sound like a broken record, but we could go down to the old jungle and find the thing that I've been looking for.
It if there's not anything more pressing, I am fine with that.
Right.
Erus will just stay silent.
Then perhaps Landorma.
Very well. I think it's the safest bet. Okay. 24 hours, we meet back here, and then we teleport to Dundorma. All right. Anything else?
No, this has been great news.
Gomer, yes. Definitely good news that we don't need them for any future work with the vaccine. Now they can focus on other things, like taking down Town Society and this Gore Magala, or Shigura, or Adolescent. Magalas. And she like kind of like cringes at the same time as I'm stopping you guys for like 3 days for no reason. She is not happy about. Okay, please.
Well, I mean, technically, it would have been just the 2 day, like,
True.
right?
I mean,
Because
Ruik still couldn't teleport you
whatever.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was when you guys
exactly.
would have been like going to Dundorma within like that. I mean, this might still have saved time either way.
Yeah.
It was the principle of it all. Where
Yeah,
she's upset. And so she goes, looks to all four of you. As you are all still hunters, you have access to anything you need, as per usual. So don't expect me to hold back because of things. This is much more important. So let us know if you need anything. We'll see what we can do about procuring it.
Understandable.
Okay, and she, escorts you out of the lab, out of her office, and then into the guild hall, and then closes the door, and you just hear, "God damn it! God's damn it!"
Maybe she just follows one.
Yeah.
You can still, that's fine too. All right.
Okay.
I do believe a big concern here, with limited resources and the limited time we have, we need to decide, and I'll bring them over to a table. We have enough materials here to bring about another level to perhaps one of our weapons.
If that's the case, if it's only one, we should upgrade Erus's hammer. I feel. That's the biggest damage dealing possibility. Another possibility is we can trade our higher level gear down to get more of us up if we have the money.
Yes.
You guys definitely have the money.
So I think that might not be a bad idea. Especially if we can get, like I said, Erus's hammer up, possibly your heavy bow gun or the split rapiers. I think my major staff is the least important of those. I forget exactly what I get at very rare.
Probably an
But
AC increase and an extra spell level on the spell slot. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
versatile as some of the stuff you guys would get?
I will leave it up to you guys. I am going to follow the group and their decisions.
Well, Eris, you are still part of this group, so your decisions still matter too.
My decision is to let you decide. I think whatever you guys think would be best for her situation um, is what'll be best. I I don't think I should get it though.
Well, either way, it's something we definitely have to sit down and talk. What do you two think? What's best to spend our goods
I
before we head out?
I will have to review. I am with the amount that I have to track personally with Stormbreaker and myself. I will have to review.
Um, finish what you were gonna say.
That's it.
Okay. I think we should upgrade Eris's hammer because he's most often doing the most damage out of all of us.
Plus, I think that lets his mighty weapon work on any creature.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
just
was
large.
just about to look what very rare was on Hammer.
I
Just to
already
know.
have very rare. Because I have 4 items in my weapon.
Oh, we already have him there.
Yeah, I just need to upgrade to
Legion there.
the last tier, which I thought that's what you were talking about was
I see.
giving me.
If
Right,
we
right.
have the materials, it's not the worst. But
Believe it's
if
20. Is it 20
Oh
to get it?
God, we don't have enough.
yeah,
So-
well,
Nowhere
even
near.
at that, we would probably split it up with the rest of us to get us up to your level at very rare at the
Yeah,
moment.
because
We just hit tier 4, right?
yeah, I just hit it. Like I think last time we were in a town,
So
is we had just enough.
if you guys do Azrar's, his fortify upgrade goes up, which when he attacks this is single version of the splint rapier, and now his little like shielding creates the wall counts as 3/4 cover instead of half cover. With that stymie dance, when you roll 20 on the attack roll with this weapon, the stance, the maximum duration of any condition is double. So we could increase durations of that. And the saboteur stance, you now roll a 1d4 plus a number and subtract that number from the same throw where the number is equal to the number of attacks you hit a creature with on this turn. So you subtract a number from its save. Before the start of your next turn, a creature hit by this weapon must make a saving throw against the condition. Roll a d4 and subtract that number. So in this case, you would roll a d4 plus number of attacks. In that case, it's like a 3 for hazard. And then you're using the heavy bowgun, correct?
Yeah.
That would. Heavy bowgun gives you paralysis ammo. Gives
Pierce
you
level 3.
pierce level
The
3.
the only thing is that ammos do not the DCs for ammos and any weapon DCs do not scale to alternate
Yeah.
ability modifier
Right.
usages. So I mean that only really affects like very few things like Shillelagh, Hexblade, uh freaking uh yeah, Battlesmith. Uh I don't think what you call it gets a I don't think Bladesinger gets a alt calculation. So I think those are pretty much it for that.
Those,
Monk technically,
yeah.
depending on what kind of weapons, because monks can't because the save DC on Wyvern Boomerang is a strength 1.
So you have though. So Mega Staff would be, if Mega Staff in that case also would be
Yeah,
plus 2
I
AC,
get
but 4 levels of spells and not
instead of 2. So it jumps up quite a bit on what I can store,
you can store a 4th
which I
level
could,
spell.
which a 4th level spell I could store is like Death Ward or lower ones like Revivify in it.
Or we do the really crazy thing and just switch weapons.
Yeah, no, just 100% switch weapons right now. I'm going Greatsword as a mage.
I'm into
No,
it.
I don't I wouldn't be able to just because I don't have martial proficiency, but that would be a meme and a half.
Go with a hunting horn,
Yeah,
very rare hunting horn, plus 2 to all saving throws.
I think the hunting horn I have is still uncommon.
You guys can buy, since you have very rare, you can buy all the materials.
Go to rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. I wouldn't be doing as much damage with the hunting horn.
that's fair too.
Yeah.
Because I'd be okay with the hunting horn, but I would want to slot in that thing that would make my strength to 24, and I'd almost rather have that on the hammer.
So I think in this case it would be
I
best
feel
if
like
we discuss this after the games. We have a half hour
Yeah.
left. Let's
Yeah,
go,
exactly.
let's go ahead and get that. You guys can figure that out off stream. No big deal. What you wanted to do on it.
I've got that gun lance.
Good night.
Yeah, either way, we'll decide that after
Yeah.
session. But other than that, I think
Figure out. You guys
I
can figure
said
out
before-
generic supplies as well. By the way.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for potions and stuff like that, rolling price fast. God, rolling horrible.
horrible for you.
So you're rolling like
Oh
usual.
no, horrible for you guys. Like it is the fucking
Okay.
worst thing ever.
Because there's a difference. Sometimes you roll horrible for you and good for us.
So I'll just throw this out. I rolled for normal potions of healing and greater potions of healing, and I rolled a 1 both times.
Be fair, there's a pandemic going on, so
Mm-hmm.
they might need those.
Just like real life.
So, I mean, currently there is 1 potion of healing available, 1 greater potion of healing available. There are 2 potions of common resistance available to buy. I am going to throw in an additional 4 potions of uncommon resistance, which somebody take a look at what those are. I use my tick balance to determine that. That's how I figured that out. Actually, I have my own resistances now, so I actually know what the most common ones are nowadays. We'll have to change that around. But we're going to use the standard ones for the moment. Resistance, uncommon, the medium resistance. So, common resistance, actually, in this case, they have right now is poison fire. Cold, lightning, necrotic acid, which is what we all use. I guess it would be thunder. There's no good ones. We always so fire, cold, lightning, poison, or normal. So we're gonna make it. I don't know. We're just gonna go back to normal ones where it's just we're just doing common. We're not doing uncommon. I don't like the order they have it in here now. It makes no sense to me, so I don't like it. Changes all of our normal price. So fire, cold, lightning, poison, and thunder are the 150. I think no. Yes. Yeah, they're 150. And then we have access to a couple of each of the other potions. I would say each of you can buy up to a maximum of 2 of the other bigger potions, if you want to, in terms of like power juices, dash juices, that type of stuff. And you guys can go through this.
Would, but yeah, we'll go through that.
We can do that after stream when you guys have some time to look it up, which I know for sure you guys are going to do and not do it at the beginning of next stream, because that's definitely not going to happen. I would never do that.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah. Definitely.
So we're gonna say you guys gather your supplies. The next day goes by unless there's anything else you want to do in town.
No, I think Ihana's done what she needs.
I take the time to write a letter
Mhm.
to my parents and my little brother and my little sister. And I send that off.
Okay.
And towards the end there it says, I do not know if I will be coming back from whatever's going to be happening. But know that I love you. All of you. And that'll be it.
Okay.
Erus would write as official of a document as he can, leaving all of his possessions, if he should die, uh, in the possession of Rickard. And he would tell Milton that if he doesn't come back, uh, that Shirley would take care of him, and would ask Shirley to take care of Milton if Erus doesn't come back.
You ask her, like, if you ask her in person, she's
Yeah.
Eris, I expect you to come back. You best come back. But if you know that 0.00001% chance that you don't, you have my word.
I thank you for the faith you have in us, but I'm scared.
If you weren't scared, I would be scared. Overconfidence almost always leads someone's demise. Knowing you're going to do somewhere dangerous, knowing that you may not make it back, is what courage means. Just be safe. Don't be reckless. Or at least no more than you normally are. You'll make it back.
Thank you.
Iihane or Azrar, you guys do anything as like your final things in the village, or moments before going to the dread?
I don't think Iihane has much. She, ever since coming to the guild, Iihane has been a real loner until she was with this group
Mm-hmm.
because Driders were not looked down upon, but definitely distanced.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the first people that really meant something to her since then. And obviously, she has no family to write home about.
Right.
So I think she spends this time like meditating on what's to come and like kind of going through plans in her head what to do depending on what happens.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
I,
She definitely probably goes and picks up more diamonds because I think I only have 300 GP of them.
okay. You could probably get. You can get. Let me go and roll a dice here. Roll a d4. They have 1 diamond worth. $757 gold. So 750. Make it
750. Okay, I'll take that.
cool. In addition to that, I really feel like the alternate reality, Iihane, that never like left being a drider is would currently be making you like silk sweaters for everybody
Yeah.
with their initial on it.
She had to admit she had to like mind things, and then she's like, "Oh no, that's not me anymore." But she thought about it.
Yeah. Azrar, what do you do?
Azrar doesn't really have anyone to write to or anything.
All your contacts.
No, not really. Like, if I remember correctly, Azrar does have family members out there, but I don't think he's really in
Mm-hmm.
like contact with them after everything. But I figure he's just, silently preparing his shit to go on the mission. Like, yeah, like this is do or die. Like, he might not come back, but like, what has he got to lose?
Okay. The night goes by. You all get up in the morning as Reworks teleports you to Dundorma. As you appear in one of the teleportation circles throughout the town. In this case, we'll say the center one. As he looks at you all, here is the vials. Please be very careful with these until they have been passed to each person. And after that point, I don't really care what you do with it. Maybe give it to a hunter to bring back to me, so we can use it, but it's not nearly as detrimental if you drop it after that point. Drop it before that point, fuck. Someone's gonna die because of it, and it'll be one of your fault. So, good luck. Be safe. See you get back. He teleports back to wherever he's at. Your guess is either Poke Village or Burnout. You are now currently in the middle of Dundorma. You're in the central plaza. There is, to the northeast, is the Imperial Castle. You can see huge tall tower just towering into the sky. Where, I mean, there's that awe of seeing it, and there's that awe of, fuck, we're gonna be there sometime soon, potentially.
Yeah.
There's that little dread. To your south, there is the merchants lined up down a stall that leads to the ports. To the east is mostly ruins. I mean, it's still a little ways out, but there's ruins to the east and to the west. Leads out towards the Kota village, and is also the location of where you will find your airships. Which I really wish, if someone in my chat can remind me, what was the name of the airship location and the guy's name? So either Bakers or Legendary might know that. I'm curious to know because I couldn't find it. Failed me.
Instant disappointment.
Failed me.
Obviously, it's Alex's airship acquisition.
No, it's Emporium. It was definitely airship. Emporium. It was something Emporium.
Something Flare Emporium?
Oh man. No, Flare was the person's name. Well, yeah, we're gonna pull up a new generated name. This is obviously the competitor. Give me a second here.
Of course, we wouldn't go through the same one as Team A.
Yeah, that's obviously.
They got the shoddy one.
So.
Ours is a spell chamber.
Yeah, you guys get the spell jammer. Nothing.
You know, fuck this. Go into space.
Yeah. Hey, that's the backup plan. If shit goes bad, we just go to space.
We'll go the one place that capitalism can't find us. Space.
Yeah.
I love Legendary. All right, we just kill Team at B.
All right.
I like the idea of a team of space hippos coming down and being like space marines.
The gifts and the GIFs are attacking.
That's called Destiny 2.
No, that is called Doctor Who with the rhinos.
Yes.
The Rhino Space.
Yeah. I mean, the Destiny 2 base campaign is about space rhino hippo guys who dress like space marines invading the solar system.
Yep.
Dude, true.
All right. So, you look at one, you see it's like Emporium. That's just so tacky. You guys turn to the left. And as you do, you see no, I don't want that. I need a slightly different name. Airship names Tracy Ryan O'Connor, Senior Vice President. Congrats to whoever that is. So, it is going to. Yeah, they forgot the name of their airship. That's even better. So, you see the Emporium one, and then instead you see Dragon Runners, awesome airships, and then the not Esquire, real Esquire, yeah, Dragon Runners, awesome airships, Esquire. It's all fancy gold lettering in Comic Sans font, as as he sees you and goes, "Oh, hey, welcome, come on in. I saw you looking over him. Don't go. He's garbage. Please, come on in. Are you coming?"
Yeah, no, I guess we should.
Sure.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Glad to meet you. The name, I'm sure you've already heard of me, of course. The name is wherever I just lost it.
Dragon Runner's awesome airship Esquire.
No. My name is Enelron, Dragon Runner, obviously. So, pleasure to meet all of you.
How do you spell that?
Enel Ron. Enelron.
I just didn't want to forget it like teammate.
I appreciate it when my customers remember my name after a good service. So, I mean, looking at it, since you're looking over at the Emporium over there, which is, I mean, low quality stuff. It looks like you guys are looking for an airship. So, what can I interest all of you in?
I looked at the ones that I've already given the money to, so they're the smart ones about this.
Oh yeah, I have money. That's right. So hold on. I know we figured it out last time. We had set aside the money that we were putting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we said that we would technically have enough to buy a Spelljammer.
Because they cost the same amount.
Yeah.
Some of them
It
cost the
was
same.
Yeah, I think I already deducted the money
And
from
I did too.
mine.
Yeah.
I did as well, and I was sad because the one I wanted, the Nautiloid, was way more expensive.
So, as he looks at you, he goes, "Oh yeah. So I'm glad that you came over here instead over to Arvin Simple Flare's fucking shop over there. Trash. I actually have it written down, guys. His name is Arvin Simple Flare.
Good for you.
Simple Flare Emporium.
Simple, effective.
Yes. So he goes, "So, what kind of vehicle? How much you looking to spend? What kind of vehicle you looking for? Or what kind of extra features are you looking to put onto it?"
Perhaps something that is quite fast. I do believe a lot of it is going to be us.
Okay.
For personal needs.
Yeah, compact airship. I understand. Cool. So that cuts out a few different things that we've been looking at over here. Let me go and see where I can find one. There's one here that's like 5. This is not a Spelljammer.
You good. One has a Treant on it.
It's got the big tree that talks.
Living ship.
Okay. Yeah. So I got this one right over here. Obviously, no name for it yet because that is your jobs to name it. But this is one of our more popular ones for compact, crew, I guess is how you would say it, because most of these other ships require anywhere between like 20 and 80 people to man it. And this one requires a grand total of 3 to man. Obviously, it can hold up to 5, so that way if you have like an extra person to keep an eye on the ship, fly the ship around, easy peasy. So, this ship here has not only 2 ballistas, but it has 2 mangonels, which, in case you are familiar with, neither am I. So, anyways, The other bonus on this one is that it has a ram.
A
So,
mangonel is like a tiny little trebuchet or catapult.
so you are a man of culture who knows his weapons. I'm impressed. So
Yeah.
it was a test. Either way, it also has a ram, so that way you find those Narwas, the Wraithian Rathaloses that get all up in your face in your airship, you just smash into them for pristine damage to them and almost none to you. It moves roughly about 4 miles per hour or so, 96 miles per day if you're manning it constantly throughout the entire day. Otherwise, you gotta take a break, hover in place to take some rest. It all depends. Oh, what do you think?
I'm sold. Or what about the rest of you guys?
Yeah.
Would
I
there
think-
happen to be, just for variety's sake, did you have others in mind as well, or?
I mean, if you're talking about for something small, I mean, we do have is they joke about it a little bit, but this is a keel boat, which you would see like in a normal on the actual ocean. It has size for 3 crew members, 4 passengers, so slightly bigger, but all it's got is 1 ballista. For that, I could realistically give you it for about 15,000 or so. Defense wise, it's not nearly as defensible as our nice, compact Cadillac warboat over here, but it's also a little bit slower. You can only get about 72 miles per day. Size or cost is really the difference in that. They're going to about 20,000 for the first one I mentioned, which I said was horseshoe. Yeah. You're looking at also, I mean, anything else you're looking for anything big where you have to hire a crew, maintain it, and pay them. You could get something for like 30, 40,000 that could have additional ships and ballistas on it. Even for another 10K, I can also add a Dragonator instead of a ram.
Well, speed is quite the option here.
It really is, especially in this time. You don't want to be going slow when there's a freaking Wraithian behind you.
Indeed.
Hmm?
So
I do not mind the warboat.
I think it might be our best bet.
Okay. Well, if that is what you all think, as he looks at everybody else for confirmation.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. I can
Oh,
definitely
for
tell you were
sure.
paying attention the entire time for sure.
Yeah. Erus is very much
Fucking numbers.
No, he's not like mentally here right now. He is very much still like you can tell he's kind of dwelling
Mhm.
on what happened.
Okay, well, anyways, so he's in. You're in, as far as I know. He points to Iihane. All said, I believe you're in as well. He looks over at the Hobgoblin. How about you, Hobgoblin? You good?
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh, this easy. And he goes, all right then. Well, why don't we walk into the office, do some paperwork. If you need to hire a captain, I can make some recommendations. If you need someone to keep an eye on the ship when the 4 of you hunters, which I presume you are, need to dropping down in so that way he can take it somewhere, land it safely away from the danger, and then bring it back when you communicate with him or tell him to meet you somewhere. Do that.
A recommendation would be wonderful.
Yeah. And do. So he takes you in, fills out all the paperwork. We are not liable once it leaves the lot. You are pay up front for a discounted rate, which is the 20,000. If you are not paying up front, they will finance it for you. It ends up being like 4 times the price over the course of the next 10 years. Yeah.
10 years for 4 times the price. That's a steal.
Oh, you think so? Yeah,
No,
yeah, definitely. Would you rather finance it instead of buying it
I feel
outright?
like that would be irresponsible.
I mean, for
Only
sure.
because with the plague going on, there might not be 10 years.
Well, that's very honorable of you. Also, quite fucking terrifying.
Well,
So,
terrifying world we live in.
okay, so upfront it is then. All right, since it sounds like you guys don't expect to be alive for much longer. So, all right. So, my recommendation to you: there is a young half orc. Name is Alfwad Proudpike. He is kind of an up and comer, lower on the price range, but in my personal opinion, prodigy. Could fly any ship himself, even if it required 20 men, easy. He has a. He's a little. He takes his time when he talks. Kind of takes pauses. Some people think it seems a little dumb because of that, but it's because every single word is just well thought out. He's a very cunning mind. That would be my recommendation. As far as I know, his price is typically about 100 gold a month. And as you hit that, and then it may go up in the future, but that's at least his going rate for the first year. If you'd like to hear
Sounds
some other
good.
ones, I'm always up to offer them, but that's my recommendation.
Well, you would know your stuff, so
That I would. You are
I feel
100%
like
right.
your recommendation is probably well.
All right, then. Well, I will make sure to let him know. It's going to take us a couple hours to get this thing all prepped and ready. Is there anything you'd like us to bring inside of it for you?
I think a lot of our personal belongings are actually with us. So,
Okay.
uh, just a reminder, we'll probably be not too far, but a couple hours, you said?
Yeah, it should be a couple hours, and then we should be good to go.
Okay. We'll see about doing some sightseeing and then return here.
If you're doing some sightseeing, I would 100% recommend going into the castle, the Imperial Castle, to the northeastern or northwestern side of the Norma. It's beautiful, inside and out.
I believe that was one of the places we talked about going and seeing.
Yeah, His Immensence lives
Yeah.
there. Biggest person I've ever seen. You can literally see him when you take off. It's ridiculous. All right then. Well, I'll get this finished up. We'll see you when you come back. If I don't see you within a couple hours, I'll send someone to go find you.
Okay.
Wonderful.
All right, pleasure doing business. Hold his hand out to you. Shake it.
Iihane would have. No one else would, because Iihane is friendly enough.
Azrar would. He'd
Yeah,
shake hands.
Erus would shake his hand.
I'll be in the line, yeah.
Okay, yeah, just.
Oh, Erus would it would take a minute, and before he realizes, after everyone else shook his hand, Erus would just kind of after spacing out, just yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right, and then as you guys walk out, you hear, "Get fucked, Arvin." All right, so you guys buy your airship, 20K. Remove that from the guild group. As you spend an hour or two wandering around the town. Do you want to do anything while you're in the town? There are some merchants up that maybe they might have some supplies that'd be interesting to you all.
Yeah, probably just see what we can get here instead of what meager supplies were left in Poke Village. So that'd be nice to see what's up here.
Okay. So they have 7 potions of healing here, and 2 greater potions. What they have available. They are. Let's see if they have any. They have 1 superior, which they have upped the price. I believe it was for superiors we were doing. Or what it was. I think it was like 1,500, right? 450. That sounds right. So 450 for that one superior. And then, so in this case, they're charging 600 for it. And then they also have a merchant that you can buy some actual supplies or monster.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
interesting.
Guys
yeah.
are in like the market. There is.
Oh yeah. What are they selling? Do we know?
I will let you guys know it.
1 second, I'm getting a call from my stepdad.
Not allowed.
Last 5 minutes, so as long as we get the
Yeah, I'm
data.
gonna grab a screenshot of it. Actually, it's enough to get on one page, which is super nice. So there is a Maizutsune scale, a Brack Ebon shell, an R queen, so Raknakadaki queen's a substance, Melios webbing, Nargacuca fang, Rathalo scale, Nightshade Palumu Fellwing, Fancy Week, Silver Wind, Medulla, and Barioth. For this may be cheaper on the cheaper end, below CR range. And I will put that in chat immediately after this, because I want to do it. That way, chat doesn't have to see all the cameras and stuff change. So there are some things there. There's also and just get.
I'll be right back. I have to go take a picture or something for my stepdad.
Not allowed.
Okay.
Okay, just keep. All right. So there's supplies there. Is there anything you guys want to do other than like buy some other potential supplies?
I don't think so. I think we have at least Iihane doesn't have any random supplies. She'll have to look for.
If all the health potions aren't purchased, Erus would want to just try and get as many health potions as possible and divvy them out to the group.
7 normal ones here, plus the 1 in Poke Village, and then 3 graders total, and then the 1 superior 600.
Yeah, Erus would buy the superior and give that to Iihane.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I gotta pull out calculator.
Oh, the minuses
600.
works in the character sheet again.
Okay, cool. And then Erus wouldn't have purchased anything from the village. He would have left that there for them since they only had 1 of each.
Yeah.
So you said 7 normal potions here?
Correct. And 2 graders, and then the superior.
Graders. Okay.
I
The 2 graders, he would purchase and give to Azrar and Allset.
Okay.
How much is it per grader again?
150 per grader.
I guess minus 300. And then the 7 normal he would purchase.
Okay.
And those are 100 per?
They're 50 per.
50. Oh my goodness. Minus 3.
Yeah, basically dirt cheap.
Yeah, God. I'm still over 20,000 gold after that.
Woo.
Yes, but we'll wait till we see those monster parts. You might find something you like if we can.
I
upgrade your armor.
have nothing that I can get rid of right now in my armor and weapon. So unless we
Well, yeah, but we can upgrade like 2 armors.
I think let me double check.
I find
My
like,
my armor is not
great
very rare
items
yet.
again.
Okay. All right, I might be willing to upgrade my armor. And I don't remember what part I wanted in there, but yeah. Cool. And then so that was 7. How many normal healing potions does everyone have?
I have 10 on me.
Okay. Because
6.
Erus has a total of 7 healing potions, and 2 of them are normal, 4 are greater, and 1 is supreme. So since Iihane has a fuck ton of normal healing potions,
And
In
infinite
fact,
bonus healing.
yeah,
yes,
I was actually gonna give 5 of mine up to you guys.
Erus would probably divvy it.
Just to divvy it out between the three of you guys.
Would probably do 3 to all set, 2 to Azrar. Actually, no, 3 to Azrar, 3 to all set, and 1 to himself.
Yeah, there's 5 more though that you can divvy out as well. Because I don't need 10 with my infinite healing. I only need like 5.
Then he would give another 2 to Azrar, another 2 to all set, and then just take another 1 for himself.
Yeah. That way you guys all have potions to get me up if you need to.
So Azrar and all set should both have gotten an additional 5 normal healing potions and an additional greater.
Okay.
And then Iihane 1 superior.
Yep.
I have a lot then.
Yeah, so does everyone has a lot, and we're gonna need it.
Yeah.
I'm just having issues looking up the potion of greater healing in the fucking equipment store because I only get a potion of like a normal potion of healing.
Yeah, it's all.
That's because they don't have official prices. You'll have to import it.
Oh, okay.
Official D&D.
Because I have a potion of supreme healing on my character
Fancy.
sheet that is just fine. So I don't fucking know.
Okay. Well, with that, as you guys finish your purchasing and kind of do that organizing, like I said, purchase your stuff. I would recommend buying some rations potentially, or let Erus actually make use of that Outlander feat he's had.
I
forever.
also have good berry.
Wow, just taking away out fucking
No,
Erus's
if we
ability.
Oh, dude! Anytime we like camp down somewhere, like, to try and not use rations, if we're in a place that's like relatively safe-ish, Erus would be going out and finding food for everyone and stuff. So it's not always great food, but like
it's food.
Yeah, put a trap, get a couple rabbits for us or something.
Good.
Like, yeah.
Good berry is great for when one of us goes down 1 HP.
Dude, so is my, I think, 20 points of lay on hands now.
Exactly.
So.
All right. So, for experience wise, we're gonna give each of you 3,500 experience, so 3,500 for kind of. It's basically just heavy roleplay today. So it wasn't a lot.
3,500.
Yeah. So you guys didn't technically defeat the captain or commander. You surrendered to them, so I feel like that's a defeat. So it's not necessarily experience for them, but you didn't die. So, but I still gave some experience for the whole entire stuff.
I was gonna say, I'm like, well, it's not really like I feel like technically it shouldn't be a defeat considering like we really weren't supposed to be fighting them anyway.
I mean, I still gave you experience for a lot of the heavy role playing and everything like that.
Dealing with it.
Yeah. So, for no combat really this entire session, give some experience, give that all up and stuff like that. For those watching, we'll be back to see. We're getting into some of the deep shit in this one right now. We'll be getting into some of the deep shit with the other group here very shortly as well. Where you can catch our next game, which should be for everybody, as long as everybody's good on it, because we're getting to holiday season, the 6th of November and the 20th.
Sounds good to me.
I don't think I have anything on those days.
I feel like it's a safe point still.
The 6th
and the 20th. So they're 2 weeks from now and then 2 weeks from the next one. So same as we've been doing.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good to me.
Cool.
And Logan.
Other than that, check out my stuff on my Patreon, patreon.com/Amellwind. My pod is working again. Check out the links there. Bio section will get you the guide to monster hunting and the now 415-page Monster Hunter Monster Manual. You can join the Patreon for a bunch of extra stuff. Check it out. I will be changing prices, I believe, at the end of this month. There'll be slight changes. Like, I'm getting rid of my $1 tier and combine it with my $2 tier to make a $3 tier for both things. That way I can start using my subspecies monsters and stuff. And some other slight changes for just to save myself some time because of how big it's getting at this point. So, otherwise, though, thank you guys for watching, and we will see what happens next time on the 6th. Have a good one.